Hi guys, thanks for tuning into my channel. This is Synetta and I am back with another Motivational Monday. So this morning I woke up and I was in deep thought, doing some introspection, taking self-inventory. Had a lot of aha moments. Every morning when I wake up, and this is going to be kind of a transparent video, but the goal is just to motivate you. It's Motivational Monday, so I want to motivate you guys to do the same thing. Take personal inventory of your life. Every morning when I wake up, I do a quick I just take a few moments. Even before I go into prayer, I'll just take a few moments to check in with myself, because every morning I wake up is different. Some mornings I'm dragging tired and can't get out of bed. Some mornings I pop up and I'm ready to go, feeling good. Some mornings I'm achy because I might have slept wrong. Some mornings I wake up and something's bothering me that maybe wasn't bothering me when I went to bed, but I'll wake up with some thoughts that bother me. And that happened to me this morning. I woke up this morning so bothered. And what was bothering me has been bothering me for a while, but I've been kind of pushing it back, not really paying attention to it. But this morning it was staring me right in my face, right in my face. When I talk about self-inventory, I could be talking about, that can include your health, taking inventory of your health, which is very important to do. Nothing may be wrong. You could be feeling great, but we all know we still need to do our wellness checks, right? Our yearly or every other year, I don't know, wellness checks. Or if something is physically bothering us. Now, I'm guilty of that. If I have a pain, let's say, for example, if I have a pain in my side, like, ooh, I will self-medicate until that thing go away. Or if it gets too, I have to wait until it gets so bad till I'm about to seem like I'm about to die before I go to the doctor. So I am guilty of not going to the doctor when something is bothering me. I will put it off as long as I can. We have to check in with our finances. Are we budgeting? Are we being irresponsible? Is there some ways that you can cut back on finances if you need to save money? You know, things like that. So self-inventory can include all of those things. Your spirituality, you know, where are you with your relationship with God? And if you don't have a relationship with God, I'm not talking to you on that point, because I have a relationship with God, and that is something that I don't sugarcoat. And I don't hide. And I'm not perfect in no kind of way. I'm not a Bible thumper. I don't go around quoting scriptures and trying to prove to you that I'm just this super spiritual person. Because I am, but I'm not, right? Huge room for improvement there. And then your personal, and I want to focus in on this point, your personal inner circle. We need to take inventory. We need to take inventory right there. Like, stop right there and take inventory before you take inventory of your health or your personal circle. Who's around you? Because those people have great influence on your life, whether you realize it or not. Did y'all hear my stomach? Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. It's just growling really loud. They have an effect on our life. We have an impression on people. We have an influence over people. When you are around a circle of people, they say birds of a feather flock together. That's not necessarily true, but these people they have influence over your life, even on an unconscious level. And so, for example, for me, I have this routine, and you know, I'm still talking about self-love. I've been talking about that for a while on my channel. Self-love, self-growth. We're on a self-growth journey, a spiritual journey. a journey to just be our best possible self. And so I take that very, very seriously. And so for the last several years, I have had this routine. And this routine in my life started when I was going through a healing process. And so I just developed this routine of hanging around certain people. Going out, my stomach is distracting me. I should have ate first. And like I said, y'all, this is just gonna be transparent. I just developed this routine and just hanging out, I was having fun, and I was healing. I wasn't trying to, because sometimes when you're going through a hurtful process, we don't heal, we'll smother it out. We'll get distracted with other things so that we don't feel the pain of this thing over here, and this is a distraction, and you're just having fun, and you're just whatever. I wasn't doing that. I was taking inventory. I was really checking in with myself, and I was healing. So I always thanked God for the people that I was around and that allowed me to heal. Had some very vulnerable moments with them, and I just began feeling really, really good, feeling better, healing. Then life just shifted. Whenever you go through a major process in your life or a major experience in your life, and you come out on the other side of that thing, you are absolutely not going to be the same person. Not that the core of who you are changes, but there's just going to be a shift in your interests, maybe. Just a shift takes place, and you're not going to be the same person. You should have grown. You should have learned some lessons, some life lessons, some things about yourself, your likes and dislikes. Those things change. And so what I wasn't really paying attention to was that I was really growing. I was talking about growth all the time. I was talking about self-soothing and self-love, and I was growing and still doing the same things that I was doing when I was going through a healing process. And I'm almost about to tear up and cry, because this was a aha moment for me this morning. I had to check in with myself and say, and be honest with myself and say, this doesn't serve me anymore. This routine that I have had for a while doesn't work for me anymore. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel fun. It doesn't feel safe. Where once guards were down, I could let my hair down, I could be vulnerable. All of a sudden, I began feeling like I need to put my guards up. I need to pay attention. I do not need to be vulnerable right now. And when I say vulnerable, I mean sharing things. Like sometimes I'm one of those people. I'm very emotional and I'm very open. But now I feel like I need to be more guarded when I never felt like that before. So there's definitely been a shift. And I know how, sometimes, you could be around some people and be like, she's changed, she's acting funny. Or really what it could be is that person's just growing. And then you have friends who nothing in particular happened, but they just kind of outgrew each other. Yeah. So taking inventory of your personal circle is very important for your continued self-growth. Remember I said we should only be doing things that soothe our soul. So if I'm going out spending a couple of hours out of my day to hang out with my tribe, my community, my circle of friends, and then I walk away from that experience feeling some kind of way, feeling like there's some contention or some conflict, maybe there was an offense, then I need to take inventory. And then I have a responsibility of, one, having a confrontation and say, hey, you know, XYZ, this happened, I, you know, whatever. Or not doing that and just pulling back. Sometimes you can just pull back, but if you are close to people, I think we have a responsibility not to ghost anybody, but to have that conversation. We're adults. Hey, this is what's going on with you. And it could be because of something. I'm not going to go into specific details, but it could be because something's happened that offended you and you can't quite wrap your mind around it. So then there needs to be a conversation, and then things maybe can go on as normal. Or it could be that conversation. You know how when somebody break up with you or you break up with them, you're like, to ease that blow, you'll be like, it's not you, it's me, right? To put it all on you. Because that's where it has to be. The onus has to be on you. We are responsible for our own peace, happiness, and we are also responsible to get rid of things that don't serve us anymore, to make sure our lives are drama free. But then when you look at that situation, like for me, I have to look at, where am I responsible? What did I contribute to this situation? You know, like if there's a breakup, if this person did you wrong, you can blame them all day. You can say they were this, they were that, this, that, and this. But how you were in that relationship. So how did you contribute to the fallout? So I'm not pointing fingers at nobody. There's a scripture in the Bible. I want to read this to you guys real quick because this is so important. Okay, so it is in Matthew chapter 7, verses 3 through 5. It says, why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there is a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite. First take the plank out of your eye, then you can see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. And so I think it's really important to put the onus on ourselves. Like, me personally, I can't sit back and say, because this situation isn't serving me anymore, it does me no good to say it's because they're doing this, they said this. No, I have to take the speck out of my eye, examine my own self, and then I can see clearly how to move from there. Clearly there needs to be a change after I've done my inventory. You do your own personal inventory and see for yourself, do you need to make a change in any way so that you can continue on your personal self growth journey? Or is something stifling that growth? Whenever you feel uneasy, there's some conflict, you're feeling kind of bitter towards a situation or some people, a change has to be made. But I encourage you not to blame anybody but yourself, because you have a responsibility to yourself to make changes. Do you need to get out? Do you need to have a conversation? I'm not saying that the friendship can't go on, but if a change needs to be made, it needs to be made. If the people around you aren't growing and aren't committed to personal growth, and all the while you are that's conflict, and that is absolutely not going to work. It doesn't matter how much you may love them. Sometimes you just have to walk away. When I use that example about having a pain in my side, and I'll just self-medicate it, ignore it, and continue to act as if it's not there, all the while damage is happening, that thing is getting worse. It's the same thing. If you are with your circle of friends, there's an elephant in the room, or you're feeling uneasy, but you're going to continue to act as if nothing's wrong, all the while you are being damaged on the inside. And yeah, so that is what I woke up with this morning, feeling so uneasy. And the only way that I can break that is I did my self-evaluation, introspection. It took inventory, and I have to now decide how to move forward. And I have, you know, I can do that in a number of ways, which I will, but I want to encourage you, motivate you to do the same thing. Self-inventory, so that you can continue on your self journey. You can continue walking in love, walking in peace, grace, having mercy and grace towards others, and yeah, continue to grow. It is beautiful outside. I know you guys, the backlight is just so sunny and bright in here, so I hope the lighting was okay. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Have a great week ahead, and I'll see you guys next week.